Hey my loves, it's Didi Signature here again. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, today's video, I had the pleasure of glamming up my darling friend, the stunning, the most gorgeous, my beauty queen, Ife Okoye. If you know Ife, then you know she's not just a beauty queen, she's elegant, grace, and her personality in one is to die for. Yes, so on this day it was her birthday shoot, and she came to me with a mood board. Trust if she's very clear on her vision. She wanted a flawless skin, bright under eyes, and a smoky brown eyes with, of course, a touch of pink. And you know what? That signature glow. She wanted to glow. So let's get right into the video. We started with skin prep. Okay, so I hydrated her skin. You know, I always say hydration is always my number one step, because a great makeup begins with what? A great skin. Then I went straight into primer, moisturizer, then I prime. Just like I tell you guys, I go straight, like I don't do too much when I'm prepping my skin. Then I went straight into foundation. For foundation, I was just building up in thin layers for that natural but flawless finish. All right, after foundation, I went into locking that foundation with my Milani setting spray. I love the setting spray so much. In fact, I just restock on a new one. That's how good the setting spray is. So I noticed that the undertone was a little bit warm for her. She has a warm undertone, but like I said in one of my video, I talked about value, right? So the value, that is where this warm comes in. Like, it was too warm for her. I had to make it a little bit lighter. So I went in with another light warm foundation. I think it's an Estee Lauder. So then I went into contour. For contour, I wanted the contour to be soft. Like, I wanted it to be really soft because I wanted that flawless zero hash line. So I didn't want anything too hard. So the look we wanted was something really subtle, but at the same time she wanted to look like glam. You know what I mean? So I was just blending in that contour with my dark cosmetic beauty sponge. So after that, I went into blush. Guys, I'm a blush girl. I cannot miss this step. See, if I miss this step, I don't know how I'm going to feel. So I'm using my blush from Beauty by AD. I use these two shades. I don't even know if they are names, but I love these two shades. Sometimes I love to mix it, sometimes I go in with just one. Then after that, I went into concealer. The concealer I used was from Born This Way. That is Too Faced concealer. I think this was in the shade Cookies. Yes, if I'm not wrong, Cookies was the shade I used. I'm going to drop all the product I use in the description box. I pray and hope that I have the power and the strength. Yeah, but I promise you guys, I'll be dropping, even if not everything, but some of the important product that I used, I'm going to drop it. So I try to create that wing to, so that the concealer, I can lift up face. So I wanted to create that lift. Do you understand? So that was why I put that concealer at the side of her eyes, and I start that is like a reverse contour, if you understand. You guess that's like a reverse contour that I did there. Then I went ahead to blend the concealer. Trust me, when you are blending, you need to be light-handed. Like, I cannot overemphasize that word. Be light-handed with your hand. You don't need to like press. I don't even know. Like, you see some people when they're blending, I'll be like, are you going to war? Are you fighting? Who are you fighting with? So I could blend that the client might even be very sleepy. That is how light-handed my hand can be when I'm blending. Do you understand? So after blending the concealer, you could see that I tried to create like a reverse contour under that contour, right? So what the reverse contour is does, it helps to define like the structure of the face. So like the whole highlight and contour, it helps to like define it. Do you understand? So because she wanted a bright under eyes, I had to go in with a light shade of concealer. I think that is in touch shape, or how do they pronounce it? I think it's touch shape concealer in, I think that is a light neutral. So I went into that shade, then I went into setting. So if you look closely, you see how seamless under that eye look. So you could see that I was telling her to like drag her chin down so that we can actually, get her skin to be stretched out. So I can actually go in with my setting powder to make sure that everything is what set and locked in. You don't want to miss that step. It will help to give you that flawless under eye. So I wanted the under eyes to be bright. As you can see, we achieved that. So I'm just going in with setting all over her face with the Fenty powder. I think that is in 340. So that shade of Fenty powder is kind of almost, I call it that's my magic powder. Like, it's a universal shade because I use it on I use it on myself. Even I use it on a lot of my clients. I use that shade. So it's a must in your makeup box. That 340 is a must. So I went into contouring her nose. Contouring of the nose is very easy, if I would say. You just have to follow the shape of the nose. You don't have to do too much. Let it not be too harsh. Remember, the code is what? Zero harsh line. So I went into setting her contour. After setting, I went into blush. I'm using this blush palette from Annie's Beauty. I think this brush I'm using to apply the blush, I got it from Talk Glam. I've had that blush for a long time, and that blush I use it for a lot of things, for powder, for contour, for I've used it for a lot of things. So after setting her um our blush, okay, what was the next step I did? Well, after setting our blush, I went into um I think I went into setting her under eyes, like to bake. Yeah. So let me just say a little story about Ify, right? So I've been doing Ify's makeup since 2021. So by now, I know exactly how her skin behave and when and which product, gives her that perfect long lasting finish. So it's very easy for me to, do Ify's makeup. You understand? Like, I don't think, even in as much as with my gist and everything, I think it's the gist that takes our time because I know exactly what to do. In fact, before I get there with her mood board, I've already imagined the looks in my head. So next off, I went into brows. Firstly, I used my spoolie to clean the excess product on the brows. Then I used my lash glue to tame the brows. Like, when I mean tame, like tame the hairs on the brows so that it will sleep. So because you want the brows to look as seamless as possible. So for the brows, I wanted it to be soft and elegant. You get, never too harsh. You understand? And I wanted them to frame her face without overtaking our entire look, right? So if its features are already striking, as you can see, so my job here was just to refine and not redraw. I don't know if you understand. So I just followed the shape of her brows, right? And that was what helped me or guide me in achieving this flawless brow. So I'm using the concealer I used. I think I misused the foundation. I cannot remember because if I'm doing my brows under the brow bone, I don't like it to be too bright. I want it to be the same shade with maybe the skin, right? I don't want it to overpower the whole look. So I was just trying to make sure that I have a precise look. Do you understand? So anyways, guys, while we are here, if you are enjoying this process so far, go ahead and hit that subscription button, right? And so you don't miss out on all my interesting glam stories. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you have watched it up to this point. If you are enjoying the video, please don't forget to share. Don't forget to drop your lovely comment about this look. Let me know what you enjoyed about this look. Let me know if you actually learned something. And yes, I can remember I promised you guys a brow tutorial. See, I'm just too much of a perfectionist, so I want this tutorial to be perfect and as detailed as possible. So yeah, I'm taking a little bit of my time, but yes, I'm going to deliver that brow tutorial video, and trust me, it's going to be everything that you've imagined it to be. So now for the eyes, this was the fun part for me. She wanted a smoky brown look, right? And but a playful pop of color, that's pink. And so I first of all went in with my pink shade. What I used first was my eyeshadow primer. You get, so you can use your concealer, but if you're using your concealer, I would advise that you use a concealer that is not too dry. You use something that is a little bit creamy, okay, so that it's easy to blend on. You get, so the concealer is kind of mimicking the texture of your eyeshadow primer or base. I don't know if that makes sense, right? So like I said, she wanted something pink, so and a blend of brown. So you can see that brown smoky eye. So I smoked under her eyes. I did a little wing, for the brown, and you can see that the eyes is giving everything we imagined, everything. So one thing I like about Ify is that she pushes my creativity every single time, and she will send me this mood board that consists of her look, her eyes, the hair she wants to, even to her accessories. Like, she pushes me, and I'm not going to lie, and I love every bit. I love the experience. So once we're done with eyes, I went in with mascara. You need to make sure that you apply that mascara properly. You don't have to, apply a very sufficient amount of it, if I must say. Blend your eyelashes, your natural eyelashes, with your strip lashes. Let them blend together. So next off, I went into glow. After glow, this, you guys, like I've told you guys before, when I'm doing this glow, when I'm applying my glue, if I must say, I love to use my Denisomerics. And guys, this thing is running out. I don't even know what to do. It's running out, and I want to cry. So anyways, I wanted to say what I love most about Glammy Ife is that it's never just about the makeup. It's, if you watch the video, you see we were gisting. It's all about laughter, catching up, sharing moments. We have a lot to unpack when we meet each other. And you guys, like I said, I've been glamming her since 2021, and every time it feels like a reunion with an old friend. She's a true beauty queen inside and out, and I'm always honored to create looks that match her elegance. Guys, look at that glow. If he was looking stunning. And I just want to say the glam was flawless, with bright under eyes, with smoky brown, and it just gives that touch of pink, everything feminine. I really enjoyed doing this glam. So if you enjoyed watching my video, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more glam stories and transformation. Thank you for watching, and remember, beauty is timeless when it's done with love. Bye bye.